we're here at Victory Park for the Rumson Outboard Regatta, the 11th annual, and I'm Patty McCormick along with Kevin Gallagher, a former racer. Kevin, what are we going to be able to see this afternoon?
Well, Patty, we have boats from all over the country, Florida. We even have some boats here from Montreal, Canada, Pennsylvania, of course, New Jersey. We had a good day of racing yesterday. We had calm water conditions for a change in Rumson. And today we have some exciting classes of stock outboard runabout and stock outboard hydroplanes. Along with that, we have jet ski racing. We've got about 50 jet skis. And we have a new class, the Mini Grand Prix. It's a new division of the American Powerboat Association. And we have 9 boats in that class. At the end of today's racing, the last class of the day, we have what they call an open Grand Prix, which is open to all classes of stock outboard runabout. And they will run a Le Mans type start, where the drivers sit in the boat right along the shoreline in Victory Park here. They start their engines at the drop of a flag, so they're close to the shore. The spectators have a good eye view of them right here in the park, and they will run an 8-lap Grand Prix sponsored by the Oceanic Marina here in Rumson. And we should have a real good day of racing. We've got a lot of boats here from all over, as I said, and if the weather conditions stay good, we should have a real good day of racing.
And we have lots of people out here. The sun is out. People have their number 6 sunblock and their bathing suits and their lawn chairs, and we'll be ready to start. And for all of you who don't know anything about it, we'll have some behind-the-scenes segments, and we'll also have a chat with the winners. And we'll be right back after these messages.
Let's go. Here they come down for the first turn. Whoa. A lot of hopping around out there. It's starting to get a little choppy and a little windy. We got Peter Horst again. Good start. It's a good start according to the judges.
Okay, Patty, in today's races we have 5 entries in the 15 runabout. We have Craig Bowman out of Lambertville, New Jersey in the 110J. He's your leader at this time on the first lap. 39J is Chip Fuller out of Cliffwood. And 28P is Eric Grinrod from Richboro, Pennsylvania. Pete Horst was yesterday's winner. He's driving boat number 124P from Doverville, Pennsylvania. And we have 74J Rich Runny from Bricktown. Patty, these boats are powered by an American hot rod racing engine. It's approximately 15 horsepower. The boats are 10 feet in length. They're a very light hull, and the approximate top speed is about 55 to 60 miles an hour. The national champion for this class lives right here in Rumson, New Jersey, but he was unable to make it this weekend. Apparently his crew is testing some new equipment, new propellers, and they decided not to run here in Rumson. But we still have 5 good names in this class here today. We've had, yesterday was Pete Horst from Doverville, Pennsylvania, was the winner of both heats. He was the winner also of the first heat today, and it's a possibility he may win all 4 races in the 15 Superstock runabout.
And it looks like we've had quite a bit of mechanical trouble out there. Only 1 or 2 racing it right now.
Well, Rumson, the Rumson race course is known for its rough water and windy conditions. And what happens is these engines get bounced around a little bit, and sometimes something will come loose on the engine. And as you'll see now, unfortunately, the winner of yesterday's racing and the first heat of today in this class, Pete Horst, his boat is sitting idle on the course. Apparently something broke on the engine, along with Craig Bowman out of Lambertville, who's suffered some mechanical difficulties. So out of a 5-boat race, we've almost had half the field wiped out here. Your leader right now is 74J, Rich Runny from Bricktown, and he's a former national champion in the 25 runabout class, which is another class we have here today, which he'll be racing in.
So all he's thinking right now is just keep it right on the course and just not to break anything.
Exactly. There's a certain amount of consistency involved in any type of racing. It's man versus machine, and they try and hope that everything holds together for 3 laps. And, there's a lot of common denominators in racing, all types of racing, and it's a lot of mechanical failure involved. Bowman 110J has apparently got his equipment going again here in Heat 2, and all he has to do is finish. There's a possibility he may be in the running for prize money All he has to do, being that there is only 5 boats, and it's based on an average point system for 2 heats. For example, the winner of a heat is granted 400 points. Second place gets 300, and third 225, so on down the line. And what they do is they take the driver's position, say he got a first in the first heat.
There's your winner, 74J, Rich Runny,
There's still a possibility he may win the race overall. Richie Runny from Bricktown, New Jersey was the winner of Heat 2 in the 15 runabout class. Now getting his boat weighed in. These boats have to weigh a certain amount or they can be disqualified for being underweight. The boats are powered by a 15 horsepower American hot rod engine. And Richie is a former national champion in the 25 runabout class. Okay, once again, here's Rich Runny from the winner of the second heat in 15 runabout. Rich, can you give us an idea how the race went?
It was pretty good. The water conditions were pretty rough, but all besides that, you know, it was good. Good water for here.
I know in stock outboard racing a lot depends on the start, that you have to be at the starting line as soon as the 60-second clock reaches 0. Were you right on the start, or did you have to work your way through?
No, I was right up on the start. I was there. I was probably the first boat over the line, you know, so.
So you pretty much got to the first turn first?
Yeah, yep.
Anybody give you any pressure during the 3 laps?
All of them, really. Everybody's good out there, you know, and we're all running pretty much the same speed. So.
And we're going to take a look at a segment on some of the differences between the boats that you're going to see this afternoon.
What we're looking at here is a stock outboard runabout and your basic pleasure boat. The difference, obviously, is your overall weight and size. The fiberglass pleasure boat, it has to be put into the water usually by machinery. Your conventional racing runabout here is very light and can be lifted by 3 men and put into the water. This particular boat here is a Austin runabout powered by an American hot rod engine, approximately 15 horsepower. Your pleasure boat is much bigger and heavier and is powered by a 90 horsepower Johnson motor. The overall speed, the small racing runabout would probably have a top end speed of about 55-60 miles an hour, and your pleasure boat would probably be a little less than that, maybe 45 to 50. The reason that this smaller boat can stay or go faster than the pleasure boat is the fact that it is so much lighter, and that is only your basic difference that is there. Okay, looking at the racing runabout, you'll notice there is no actual seat in the boat. The driver rides with one knee on this padding here and uses his left hand to work the throttle. On your pleasure boat, the driver is in a seated position and he has a different type of a control, a lever type control for power and acceleration. Whereas in the racing boat, as I said before, he's in a kneeling position, and this is a squeeze type throttle where the driver squeezes it for acceleration to top speed, and if for any reason he needs to back off the throttle, he just releases his hand from the throttle, and that will slow the boat down. Basically, the racing boat is almost the same as the pleasure boat, except everything is scaled down, and when you have the scale down, you're naturally going to get more speed and more horsepower.
Well, now that we've seen a difference between a pleasure boat and the racing boats here today, we'll be back with more racing after these messages. Kevin?
5 boats across.
20 Superstock Hydro was won yesterday by Ed Coffrey from Shrewsbury, New Jersey. He won back-to-back heats, and he won the first heat earlier today. These 20 Superstock Hydros are powered by a 20 horsepower Yamato engine, which is manufactured in Japan. And as it looks now, Ed Coffrey is out front for the 4th time this weekend. Eddie's a former national champion in 20 hydro, and he was originally a resident of Rumson, New Jersey. This race here is dedicated to a friend of all of ours, the late John Kavusian, who also was a national champion, who passed away due to injuries in an accident in 1984 at a race down in Millville, New Jersey. And we all miss John, and he was the founder of the Rumson Regatta. He was instrumental in getting everything going, talking to the townspeople, selling ads, really promoting stock outboard racing, not just in Rumson, but John traveled all over the country.
Okay, we see
and Eddie Pomfrey and John used to race all summer long, side by side, battling for first and second. And John has surely missed some of today's entries in 20 hydro. Eddie Pomfrey, as I said, is in the 33E.
Okay, in second
Walt
position,
Kwiatkowski from Oldbridge, New Jersey, will be driving 12J. In the 44CE is Bill McFarland, and he drove all the way down from Quebec, Canada to race here at Rumson.
There's he's over. Okay, he's over.
Rumson is...
And we had a spill out there.
That's
yeah,
William
the
Magnus
wind has picked up here, and Rumson has been known for windy conditions, and you get on the backstretch here at Rumson, you've got to be very careful. You'll see some of the drivers move up closer to the steering wheel so that the boat doesn't blow over backwards. And that's just what happened here in the second heat today.
Okay, we didn't get a signal.
You've got to be
yet on this
very
driver,
careful
so
at Rumson, more so than your average boat race because of the wind and the rough water. Bill Magnus came up from Annapolis, Maryland. He's driving boat 18E. And we have another Canadian in this class, Jean-Marc Rainville, driving 50CE.
Okay, it looks like it appears that the driver's put his hands clasped over his head.
Okay,
and he seems to be okay. The rescue boat's coming into position right now to check him out.
Pits, and,
so we'll just have everybody standing by.
We're going to first check out and see if the driver's okay before we resume racing. As you can see, they're going to take the driver, Bill Magnus from Annapolis, Maryland, to the hospital. The Fairhaven First Aid Squad is going to transport him to Riverview Hospital. It appears that he's okay.
And they have to take the necessary precautions. They have an ambulance at all the regattas, just in case there's an accident.
Well, we've been fortunate here at Rumson to have the Fairhaven First Aid Squad standing by, and they like to, just for precautionary measures, to take him up to the hospital and have him checked over and make sure that he's okay. Bill was thrown out of the boat, was caught by the wind on the backstretch and took him over backwards, and he landed in the water. Luckily, he appears to be okay. No cuts or anything, and seemed to be all right. We'll find out. He should be back today.
And the winner of that race?
And the winner was Ed Pomfrey. They called the race after 2 laps. We're talking to Ed Pomfrey, the winner of the 20 Superstock Hydro today here at the Rumson Regatta. Ed, it looked a little rough out there during 20 Hydro, and I noticed one of the guys chasing you around for first, Bill Magnus from Annapolis, Maryland, in the 18E, kind of blew it over backwards. Did you get a chance to see him from the position you were in out front?
Yeah, I did, Kev. It was a pretty hard spill. I just looked over my shoulder coming out of the turn, and I just got a glimpse of him taking off, and it was a pretty hard spill.
Ed's been racing for approximately 15 to 20 years now in stock outboard racing, and there's a rumor going around that you're going to retire. Is there any truth to that, Ed?
Yeah, I think take a break from racing, and for a while. I've been at it, like you said, many years.
Any possibility of you coming back?
Yeah, there's always a chance. You know, I still like it, but again, I just want to take some time off and do some other things, maybe.
Do you have any advice to the drivers later on in the day? I notice conditions are getting a little more windy. Anything you should tell these other drivers to watch out for?
Well, it's definitely rough. You know, you really have to just be careful. It's real rough.
Thanks, Ed and Kevin. Next up, Kevin spoke with Bob Austin, a familiar face on the powerboat racing scene here in Rumson.
We're talking to Bob Austin, a former boat racing in the stock outboard category of the American Powerboat Association. And Bob, as I said, is a former racer and now into the boat building business. And Bob, can you give us a little idea of a little bit of background on the building of boats?
Well, we've been building boats since 1968 as a hobby, and it progressed over the years, and we have quite a few national champions out there right now.
Can you give us an idea of why your boat would differ from some of the other runabouts that are here today? I see some different brand names, and then I see your boat, the Austin boat. Can you tell us a little bit of how it differs from the other boats?
Well, primarily they're all the same. A runabout's a runabout. Little aerodynamics in it. We probably put a little more stress on quality as far as aerodynamically. we do a little more testing, prototype models, and that's probably the biggest difference between our boats and someone that just builds it and say this is a boat and we're selling it. But we just put a little more demand on technology and testing.
Have you done anything over the years to make the boats turn better? I noticed there's a different design on the turning side of the boat. Can you tell us a little bit about what you've done to change that?
We put a different type of chine on the left-hand side. Since all the races go left-hand turns, we put a round chine, which we call it, on the left-hand side of the boat, which enables the boat to roll on its side a little easier than our normal flat chine.
Bob mentioned the word chine, and what a chine is where the side of the boat meets the bottom, and that's designed now to turn better. It's coming down now for the start of the combination of 25 super stock runabout and C stock runabout, and the main consideration is it's getting so bumpy with the water conditions combined with the wind. As you can see out front here is 114J. Winner of the first heat today, Norm Bachand, and he came all the way from Quebec, Canada. He's driving the 25 runabout, which is powered by a 25 Mercury engine. And in second spot right now from Daubersville, Pennsylvania, from Reading, Pennsylvania, is Dave DeWall. And in third spot is 33J, Bobby Austin. That's Bob Austin Jr., the son of the man we spoke to before. Bob lives right here in Rumson. And as you said, you can see the water conditions now are just getting actually brutal on these guys, and it makes everybody a little bit nervous. Last year we had an injury on the end of the backstretch where they're at right now, going into the west course turn there. And a man was thrown out of his boat. He was cut up pretty bad, and he had to go to a hospital in New York and was flown up there by helicopter. And he went through a lot of operations and a long, hard winter, but he's here today as a spectator. His name is Billy Allen from Quincy, Massachusetts. As you see, the boat's coming around now for the second lap. Still out front is Norm Bachand from Quebec, Canada. Good battle for second between Hank Runny and the 3J and Bud Pino driving 2US. Bud's from Westville, New Jersey. These boats are just, it's amazing how they're staying right side up, and I even hate to say that because of the wind and the water conditions, but we've got a real close race here. They're not spreading out as they normally do. They're staying pretty bunched together. Norm Bachand has a reputation in the 114J, your lead boat. He has a reputation of being a hard driver, almost to the point of driving over his head sometimes, but we just hope that he hangs on, and he's just wrestling that boat around. That's what he's doing. When it gets this rough, Patty, it's not so much who's the fastest boat. It's who has the best setup. And when I say setup, I mean they will usually lower the engine down onto the transom of the boat so that it gives it more stability. The prop is deeper in the water. And we're going into our final lap, as you see, 114J. That boat is owned by Dave Bennett from Fairhaven, New Jersey, one of the local guys. But he chose to let Norm Bachand drive it today from Canada. Second spot right now is Bud Pino in the 2US. The numbers on the boat, the 2US signifies that he's a high point champion in his class. You'll see 2US. On the other boats, you'll see a number followed by a letter. For example, J stands for New Jersey, N, New York, and various letters signify the territory that the driver is from.
Norm Bachand all by himself.
And it looks like Norm Bachand is all by himself here coming around the last turn. He looked like he had a pretty smooth ride through the winds.
Checkered flag is out, and Norm Bachand is going to be, pending your inspection, is going to be your overall winner of 25 Super Stock Runabout. And he has been one of the guys that has been coming to Rumson for several years now. And we really appreciate the support. It's good to see somebody from far away to come all the way down here to Rumson and support us. This particular class was sponsored by Butler's Deli, which is a business here in Rumson, and the Rumson Gulf, along with What's Your Beef Restaurant and Barnacle Bills, and we appreciate everybody's support.
And we'll have a chance to talk to Norm in just a moment.
Bobby Austin in the 33.
Paul, Canada, the winner of the 25 SS Runabout. Norm, was it worth the ride all the way down from Canada?
Oh, sure is. When you win, it's worth the whole ride, that's for sure.
Well, we appreciate you coming all the way down here, and you had your hands full with the rough water and the wind, but thank you very much, and it's good talking to you. Thanks, Norm.
It's a pleasure, Kevin.
Thanks very much.
Welcome.
Thank you. And now, earlier in the day, I had a chance to talk to one of the builders of the propellers for these racing boats, Craig DeWald from Reading, Pennsylvania. He is one of the members of the DeWald racing team, a well-known name in stock outboard boat racing. He's not only a driver, but one of the builders of the propellers for these boats. And Craig, could you give us an idea about how long it takes to build a prop and a little bit of background on prop building?
Oh, okay. From a raw casting, it probably takes us 8 to 12 hours, depending on the class. And we just take the raw casting and have to heat it, shape it, pitch it, balance it, thin it out, and most of all, test it.
You get orders for these props from all over the country. Do you test these props before they go to the buyer?
No, what we do is, based on our experience, we fabricate what we feel that will work best for them, for their particular class, and then they get to try it.
In recent years, I noticed they've changed from a 2-blade propeller to this new 3-blade. Is there any advantage to the 3-blade, or does it give you more horsepower or top-end speed?
What it does is it gives you more lower time around the course because it continues to drive all the time, whereas a 2-blader just won't have the amount of drive. Top end is probably the same, but there's no comparison when you race them around the course.
Craig's son last year was a 2-time winner in the Stock Outboard Nationals in Dayton, Ohio. Does he have any advantages having a father that builds the props for him?
Sure. He has the ability to now to know by testing, what's the excellent prop and what's not, but that gives everybody else an advantage to the fact that we can deliver a prop that's going to work in their particular class. And they may not have the experience, but they'll know that they're getting a proven
quality prop.
Right.
Wave in front of them, and that's probably what happened to the other driver who flipped. All I have to do is hit one wave solid with these boats. They're about 90 pounds, if that, and they're over. Here we go, coming up into the first turn. They're grouped up. It's a good start. All boats are legal. Looks like
and we're up to the start here in the next race.
Of A-Stock Runabout. And they're all bunched together going into the first turn. It's tough to get some boat numbers here. Coming out of the first turn, it appears to be boat number 1, driven by Craig DeWald from Reading, Pennsylvania. And there's a bunch of them together in the second position. We'll get some numbers for you shortly. These are the A-Stock Runabouts, which are powered by 15 horsepower Evinrude motors. This is a motor that they just came out with this year. Prior to this year, they were powered by Mercury engines, and they switched over to the Evinrude. The Mercury parts just got too scarce, and they decided to go with the Evinrudes.
And this appears to be one of the closer races that we've seen at this point. It's been over after the first turn.
Well, that's a good point, Patty, and the reason they're so close is the drivers haven't had a chance to experiment with the propellers and different things. Being that they're so new, everybody is basically even. They've all got the same engine right out of the box. And they've got to toy around with them for a while, and these guys go testing during the year and try different things. But they're so close because they haven't had a chance to do that yet. And there's your leader now, Dave DeWald. Craig DeWald from Reading, Pennsylvania. In second spot is Tommy Nuccio from Hazlitt, New Jersey. He's driving 25J. And I can't really get a number on that third boat. But getting back to the Evinrude motor, it's a good, dependable engine, and if you want to get a start in racing, this is a good class because you're getting all new equipment. You're not getting anything used, and you can get these through your Evinrude dealer, Evinrude Outboards. And the race is being sponsored by New Jersey Outboards Incorporated. They're located up in Edison, New Jersey, and they're distributors of Evinrude motors. So you can talk to the people at New Jersey Outboards.
Now the wind is still kicking up here. How much of a factor is it in this race?
It's a factor in every race, to be honest with you, Patty, because the boats are so small, and these boats here are probably running
flag indicating 1 lap to go.
mid 50-mile-an-hour range.
And the number 1 boat.
They're riding on their
number
knees.
1 on the side, Craig DeWald.
And trying to hold on as you look at Craig DeWald from Reading. And by the way, Craig is the guy we spoke to earlier that does the propeller work. So you know he's done his homework.
Drivers out there,
he's got a prop on there that he worked on probably for 12 hours.
Great place to be. And that's Dave Bennett. Right
in
there
second
in
spot is 25J, Tommy Nuccio.
Third position.
Tommy is a driver that has just about won every type of national championship possible. He hasn't been racing for a few years. He took some time off. But when he was running in the late 70s, Tommy won national championships in B runabout, 25 runabout, and you've probably heard of Yachting Magazine.
Patrol boat drivers,
please
get ready
on what they call Yachting Magazine's All-American Racing Team.
Okay, coming around
that was quite an honor for Tom. Some of the other drivers we have out here are Dave DeWald driving 114J, 39J Chip Fuller, 25P is Matt Horst from Dauberville, Pennsylvania, and 124P is Pete Horst, also of Dauberville, Pennsylvania. And as I said before, Tommy Nuccio from Hazlitt is driving 25J, and 8J is Tommy's son, Bobby Nuccio. And that completes the A-Stock Runabout. Your winner from Reading, the prop builder, Craig DeWald, driving boat number 1. Okay, here we are with the winner of the A-Stock Runabout today, sponsored by Val's Tavern right here in Rumson. And it was won by Craig DeWald. We spoke to Craig earlier, and he is the man who builds the propellers for these racing boats. And congratulations, Craig, you must have found the prop that works.
Thank you, but really the prop didn't have too much to do with it today. What it was is the experience of being able to run the rough water.
It is really rough out there. Do you find the new Evinrude motor that they came out with this year better than the ones that they were running previously?
Yeah, our previous motors were 20, 25 years old, and we had a high fatality rate as far as completing the race, whereas the Evinrude runs fine.
Craig, congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kevin.
Right now, we want to give you some results from some classes earlier in the day. The J-Stock Runabout, which was won by Darren Gallagher, a resident of Rumson, New Jersey, driving the 129J. And second place went to Randy Mabey out of Ramsey, New Jersey, driving 96J. And third overall went to Keith Combs from Lambertville, New Jersey, in the 79J. In our mini Grand Prix action, which is the new class in the American Powerboat Association, we had the top 3 finishers were all women. The winner all the way from Tampa, Florida, was Kim Jernigan. Second spot went to Donna Roseberry out of Wrightsville, Pennsylvania. And third went to boat number 614, Mary Dinbakowitz from Coplay, Pennsylvania. And we'll be back with more racing in a moment.
After this joyride, I'm out of the crash dummy business for good.
I'm Alice Hoffman. We thought we'd take a minute and talk with some of the spectators who have come down to Victory Park today in Rumson. I'm with Kate Carpenter, who's come from Long Branch. What are you doing here today, Katie?
I'm swimming and watching the boats race.
Are you having a good time?
Yes.
BC Preston of Rumson is here today at the park. What are you doing today, BC?
I'm watching the boat races.
And you brought your skateboard with you? You had much chance to play on it?
Yes.
He's to love. Dollar Bay, Michigan has joined us here in Rumson today. Tell us, how are you enjoying the day?
It's nice. This is the first time I've seen a race like this.
How did you happen to come to New Jersey? Just for racing?
No, working for the summer. I go to school during the winter and then come out here and work for the summer.
Bruce Lowe of Rumson, who was last year's co-director with Alan Gallagher, is with us today. Bruce, have you been part of the events today?
Yes, I have. I've been taking care of the prize money that we raised for this year's event, which comes to over $7,000, and also seeing to some of the drivers' needs from as far as Florida and Canada and Massachusetts. So I've been trying to do a little bit of everything for everybody.
How do you raise money for prizes?
We have sponsors and advertisers that have been with us 11 years that basically donate their funds to us to help us raise this race. And then the proceeds from this go to benefit local civic organizations and different charities. So they help out with advertising with us.
How far in advance do you begin your planning?
Well, we start around January, but usually we're all kind of busy between January and May, so it gets put off till the very end. Makes for a tough event to put on, but we all do the best we can under the circumstances. We could always use more help, though, that's for sure.
Are you pleased with today's activities?
Today's event came out very nice. We have pretty good spectator on shore, out in the moored out there. We had a lot of spectators. A lot of jet skis showed up. Good turnout of boats today, and a lot of prize money paid out. So everything went pretty good. So I'm pleased with it, and I know Alan, the race chairman, and John Runny, the race day chairman, are pleased too.
Would you introduce us to this youngster in front of you?
This is my son, Mark Lowe, who's an avid boat racing fan. What do you have to say, Mark?
Well, I really like jet skiing a lot too, and boat racing is nice too. I just hope no one gets hurt a lot and no one dies in it.
Okay, we just saw you. You're Norm Bouchard, right? What are you doing?
Well, we're changing back engine to go out in the B runabout.
Okay, you're looking to get 2 prizes today?
Wouldn't mind that for sure.
Michelle Harper of Freehold, New Jersey is with us today. Michelle, what is your job?
Pit crew. I don't have a job.
This is the first time this boat has gone in?
Yes, first time. We just got it yesterday, and we're starting in very rough water.
Are you confident?
Yeah.
What class are you in?
This is the B class.
Rob Strasser and Scott Casper, both of Monmouth Beach, are here. They are helping out. What are you doing today, gentlemen?
Well, we're towing in the boats that like flip or spin out, or they stall out. We're towing them in and just helping out.
Great. And this is your boat?
Yeah, my boat.
Yeah? And you devoted it to the day's activities? Do you do this every year, or is this a first?
This is the first year I ever did it.
Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, I like it.
Bob Litka of Atlantic Highlands is at the Rumson Outboard Regatta today. Bob, what do you say?
I think it's a great time here. I think all the guys are very well, and it's a very good race and all that. And it's very nice for everybody.
The crowd obviously enjoying the day's festivities, the weather, the boating, and we'll be back for the grand finale of the racing today, the Grand Prix. We're going to see this afternoon. Kevin?
Okay, this is the Open Grand Prix, which is open to all classes of stock outboard runabout. We have 8 entries, and they are 2 U.S., Bud Pino from Westville, New Jersey, 3J, Hank Runny from Union, New Jersey, 24P, Dave DeWald from Reading, Pennsylvania, boat number 1, Rich Runny from Bricktown, New Jersey, 110J, Craig Bowman from Lambertville, 124P, Pete Horst out of Dauberville, Pennsylvania, 33J, Bob Austin from Rumson, and 114J, Norm Bouchard out of Quebec, Canada. That's how they'll line up. These boats are going to go around the course 10 times in a Le Mans type start. They're going to start right here from the shoreline at Victory Park. The starting man has the flag up, and they're starting their engines. Coming out of the pits now. First off the beach is 110J Craig Bowman, followed by 33J Bobby Austin, and 24P Craig DeWald. This is a 10-lap event.
Right there in the center of the course.
There's a lot of money involved, so you'll see the drivers pushing here. They've got 10 laps to go, and the course looks a little bumpy right now. It appears right now that 110J Craig Bowman is out front, and Craig is another one of our boat builders. We spoke to Bob Austin earlier today, who builds the Austin craft. Craig Bowman is also into boat building, and he's run all over the country and is one of our well-known drivers. As I said before, this is a combination of classes. Patty, you want to say anything?
Yes, and as a combination of classes and different boats, you would think there would be an advantage to one boat or another, but that's not the case here today.
Well, the advantage is not there now because of the water conditions.
Here we go. We're back on the air.
The boats are kind of just hanging on, trying to get over the rough stuff, and the wind is a factor also. Here they come by. They're coming by now. Bob Austin, 33J, is out front. Second spot, 24P, Dave DeWald. And in third spot is number 1, Rich Runny. And in fourth is Norm Bouchard, all the way from Quebec, Canada, driving 114J. Fifth spot is 3J, Hank Runny. And you can see that the drivers are sitting up closer to the front of the boat in the cockpit. The reason they do that is to try and hold the boat down so that it won't tip over backwards.
Looks like there might be a change in
Now,
first
are the
position.
racers that are
Bobby
here this
Austin
afternoon,
is neck
are
and
they
neck
using the same
with,
boat they used earlier in the day, or do they have
Dave
another
DeWall.
one for this
So they're
particular
going
race?
up the back straightaway.
Basically, most of the drivers that I see out there now are using the same equipment that they ran earlier in the day.
Okay, making a bid now from third position. It looks like
there is no real advantage
Norm Bouchard from Canada.
because, as I said, the
This guy
water
just can't
conditions
get
have
enough of
gotten
this
pretty
Rumson race.
bad.
He's making a bid on
And
the outside
also,
for first place.
physically, your body takes a real beating.
Down the straightaway
And
now.
believe it or not, you've got to be in some kind of good physical shape. As you notice, they'll run 10 laps. Around lap 4 or 5, being that they're used to running just 3 laps, around lap 4 or 5, you'll see them starting to get tired and more or less hanging on than pushing as they do earlier in the race. We've got a good crowd up front here. 114J is Norm Bouchard on the outside. And out front now we have 24P Dave DeWall. The lead is still up for grabs. As they head down the backstretch, it's still, I think that's Dave DeWall out front. It's tough to see at this time of day with the sun going down over the Navesink River.
Now, with a race this length, there's a whole lot more maneuvering for first place. Earlier in the day, we've seen a lot of racers who have gone to the front finish up first. But this is a longer race, so you're going to see a lot more changes in first and second place, wouldn't you think?
You're not only going to see more of a change in position, but in years past, this is our 11th year here at Rumson. In past years, we've had an attrition rate where so many boats, 2 or 3 would break down. Last year, unfortunately, we had a bad accident about midway through the Grand Prix where one of the drivers, Billy Allen Jr. from Quincy, Massachusetts, he was thrown from the boat because of the wind conditions. The boat blew up in the air. As you see the leaders again, 114J, Norm Bouchard from Quebec, and 24P Dave DeWall battling out for the lead. Third spot is Bob Austin Jr. in the 33J from Rumson. But getting back to the accident of last year, we had one driver go out of the boat and was injured pretty bad. His arm was cut very badly. And we had the Fairhaven First Aid Squad take him to the local hospital. From there, he was flown by helicopter to New York for microsurgery to help save his arm. And Billy's here today as a spectator. And not only that, Billy is back racing again. Not necessarily today, but he has raced again. So we give Billy a lot of credit.
Now, is there a different strategy that the racers use in 10 laps as opposed to 3?
Excuse me, yes there is. What they'll do is the driver will set the boat up more conservatively. What I mean is they'll usually run the motor lower on the transom of the boat so that the prop is deeper in the water and they get more bite out of the prop. And there's your leader, 24P, Dave DeWall from Reading. And Norm Bouchard still battling it out with Dave in the 114J, along with Bob Austin in third and 33J. But as I started to say, they will set up more conservatively. The American Powerboat Association has also come out with a new rule due to the fact that some drivers have gotten hurt for running the engines up too high, and the boats start to lose control when the propeller starts to get more out of the water. So what they're doing is they're making it a rule to run more conservatively. Again, going back to what we talked of earlier, the safety factor. And, you know, safety is so important in racing.
You could draw quite a few comparisons to, like, the Indy 500 here. This is probably the Indy 500 of motorboat racing right here.
That's a very good comparison. And, you know, these guys really get psyched up for these, well, what we call Grand Prix. Your standard boat race is only 3 laps. And just a few years ago, they came out with the idea of running a 10-lap Grand Prix. And it's a long-distance run for these little boats. And it's very similar, as you said, to a long car race. It's draining on the drivers physically and mentally. It's draining on the equipment. And, you know, they break down. We've even had occasion where some guys have come into the pits and made a change and gone back out, knowing that they're not going to finish in the top 3 or 4, but they go back out anyway. And we have a lot of fun with this Grand Prix.
Now, how much money is at stake? How much are we talking about here?
Well, the purse for this race here is $1,000. Now, in most forms of racing, that doesn't seem like a lot of money. But for stock outboard racing, these guys run all over the country. Ohio, California, Michigan. And I would say more than 75% of the time that they race, they're running as a hobby for a trophy or maybe a few dollars. Nothing compared to, say, a $1,000 purse that we have here. Let's just take a look here at the leaders. Side by side, we've got Dave DeWald, 24P, and hard-charging Norm Bashan. He's always up front, 114J, all the way down from Canada. And they're pretty much pulling away from the rest of the pack, so maybe they didn't get too conservative on their setup. Third and fourth is still between Bob Austin, 33J, and 3J Hank Runny.
So they have a chance at this race to be a multiple winner, go out in more than one race.
Exactly, and not only that, they run several classes during the day, and some of these drivers register 2 and 3 classes or 2 and 3 boats. And Rumson is one of the highest paying races in the country. We raise a lot of money thanks to the community and the local businesses. And for example, the Oceanic Marina is the sponsor for this Grand Prix event. And the town has just been so good to us, along with the people. The amount of money some of these drivers goes home with after 2 days of racing is quite substantial. You know, it pays for their weekend and it pays for their fuel going home, and they still have a few dollars left over. And it's still between 24P Dave DeWald and 114J Norm Bashan out of Quebec, Canada. They're just staying side by side. Third spot has now been taken over by 3J Hank Runny from Union, New Jersey. And let's see if we can get a look at the fourth place boat. There's 33J Bob Austin. And as I said before, Bob Austin is Bob Austin Jr., the son of the gentleman we spoke to earlier in the day who built the Austin Craft Runabout, which is one of the famous boats in stock outboard racing.
X might be lapped. I don't know that.
Most of these boats are powered by, I would say, generally speaking, a 25 horsepower engine. That varies about 5 horsepower either way. So they stay pretty much bunched together. And coming out here now is 110J Craig Bowman and boat number 1, Richie Runny from Bricktown, New Jersey. A lot of these guys that you see here now are former national champions, and I can just go down the list and name a few of them. Dave DeWald, he was a double winner last year out in Dayton, Ohio. He won both the 25 runabout and the B-stock runabout at the Dayton Hydro Globe, which is it's almost like a man-made lake just for boat racing.
Your second place boat is...
And the winner of the Open Grand Prix for the Rumson Outboard Regatta
give these guys a big round of applause, and we'd like to
is
thank
24P Dave DeWald.
for joining us today and making the Rumson Regatta a success, and especially
second spot went to 114J Norm Bashan, Quebec, Canada. And we'll be back to talk to the winner and the second place finisher of the Rumson Grand Prix, the grand finale here at the Rumson Outboard Regatta. The grand finale of the Rumson Outboard Regatta. And we have with us the winner, Dave DeWald from Reading, Pennsylvania, and second place finisher, Norm Bashan out of Montreal, Canada. Dave, how were the water conditions out there today?
Basically the worst I've ever seen in Rumson. The waves were coming in from the far side of the course, and they were making big diamonds in the backstretch, and you couldn't anticipate what was happening, and really made it tough to stay upright.
When I spoke to you at the finish of the race, you said you weren't even sure who really won. Was Norm that close to you?
Yes, it was a very close finish. In the second turn there, I started to spin out. Norman got right up next to me, and then it was just a sprint to the end there, and we weren't quite sure who won.
Norm came all the way from Canada, and he told me earlier that he has a 7-hour ride home. Norm, you must be tired. I don't think you're going to make that ride tonight, do you?
Oh, yeah. We're going to make that ride tonight. We've got to get back to work tomorrow morning. But after having such exciting boat races, you're all up. Your spirit is up. You got, so going back home will be easier than having lost, that's for sure.
Well, there's a dedicated boat racer, a man who spent 2 days here on the choppy waters of the Navesink River, and he's going to drive 7 hours tonight straight back to Canada and be to work tomorrow morning. Dave, what kind of an engine were you running out there today?
I was running an American hot rod, a 20 horsepower hot rod.
Norm, what did you have on the back? I think you had a Mercury 25 SS, is that right?
Yeah, actually I was running Dave's 25 SS out there.
Is there any advantage of the American hot rod engine over the Mercury?
It's a little bit lighter, which makes it handle better. It only weighs 50 pounds compared to about 65 or 70, which really makes the boat handle a little bit better.
Norm, I know you've been coming down to Rumson for several years now. Do you think you'll make the trip back? Is it worth the ride or the prize money?
Well, I got to come back. I definitely got to come back because I haven't won that cup yet. As long as I don't win that cup, I'll be back.
I know that they have a national championship race for stock outboards. Can you tell me where it's going to be this year? I know that it's usually in a different state every year. Can you tell me where it's going to be?
It's going to be in Wakefield, Michigan, the Upper Peninsula.
Do you guys both plan on going?
Oh, yes, that's for sure.
Okay, congratulations, fellas. Appreciate your time. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
And Norm, thanks again. Okay, we're talking to Alan Gallagher, the race chairman for the 2 days here at the Rumson Outboard Regatta. Alan, did everything go as expected? Are you pleased with the outcome of the regatta?
Well, quite frankly, Kevin, we're very pleased. In the past, we've had a lot of occasions where we've been blown out on either a Saturday or Sunday where we weren't able to race, and this year we were fortunate enough to have 2 complete days of racing. We had one class cancel out, but overall the weekend we feel was a complete success, and on the whole we're very, very happy. I think everybody enjoyed themselves.
I know you worked hard with various organizations and local businesses, and from what I understand, this is one of the highest paying races nationwide for stock outboard boat racing. You have anything that you'd like to say to some of these people?
Well, just the local townspeople here in Rumson is a big portion of our advertising. The Rumson Business and Professional Association, the Rumson Bar Right Liquors, who has sponsored us 2 years in a row now, which we're very pleased with, and all the local merchants just right here in town have supported us going on 11 years now, and we're just so pleased with everything that they've done for us, and that's really about it.
I understand you've been the chairman of the regatta for the last couple of years. What are the prospects or the outlooks for next year? Or are you going to be the chairman, or are you going to try and pass the job on to someone else?
Well, we're going to probably have a meeting shortly. At this stage of the game, you kind of caught me at the end of the day, and I'm tired, so there's a real good possibility that someone might want to take the position, and certainly we like to switch it on every couple of years, switch on and off to pass it on to help give the guy a rest. But we really enjoyed it, and it's been a complete success the whole weekend.
Okay, Alan, I know you're tired, and thank you very much.
No problem.
Good luck next year.
Thank you and thanks, Store, for showing up and being a part of our weekend. We appreciate the coverage.
Okay, Alan, that was Alan Gallagher, the chairman of the Rumson Outboard Regatta. He's worked very hard raising money and working with people over these past 6-7 months trying to raise money for the Rumson Outboard Regatta. And as you could see, Alan was very tired. He not only was the organizer, but he did the announcing today for the fans here in Victory Park. And all in all, it turned out to be a real good show.
Well, that wraps up the 11th annual Rumson Outboard Regatta this afternoon. Kevin, we saw a lot of action in the 2 days that it was held. The crowds were really good. They did a great job in raising money for this. Some of the outcome of the races were to be expected, though.
Well, as always, the DeWald racing team does a good job in putting about 2 or 3 boats on the water for the weekend. And they went home with a lot of prize money. Both Dave, the son of Craig DeWald, and Craig himself were winners in various classes. We were fortunate not to have any injuries this year like we did last year. The water conditions yesterday were excellent. Today they got a little bumpy. But all in all, we only had one cancellation, and that was the B-Stock runabout today. It's been a great 2 days of racing. We had a little bit of a light turnout, but it was just we got 2 good days of racing in, and it turned out to be a real nice program.
And was it enough to bring you back to racing?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I've been following auto racing quite a bit, and either way you go, it's a large investment of money. I haven't really thought about it. I'm busy with other things right now.
So now you'd rather watch and do a little announcing instead of getting out there and risking a couple limbs or whatever?
Well, you know, I really enjoy the announcing part of it, and I'd also like to race. I raced for 10 years, and some of these new classes are very interesting with the new Evinrudes in the A class and the American Hot Rod engine. They're coming out with more new and reliable equipment where you're not spending all your time working on the equipment, whereas before things were constantly breaking. So I've had some second thoughts about maybe trying the A stock runabout, or maybe the 25, which has the new Mercury engine.
Well, I guess you never really get it out of your blood. We've had a fine day here. We hope you enjoyed the show, and have a good night.